DANAA BATGEREL. He is 9-2. He's fighting out of Mongolia, and he is fighting a established UFC veteran, a man who's got another shot in the UFC. He won 4 fights in the regional scene after losing back-to-back split decisions to Kyung Ho Kang and Giga Chikadze back in 2019, in August and September of 2019 specifically, man. Brandon Davis fighting out of Mississippi, USA. He's 14-8. What do you like about this fight, AJ?
Man, I love this. This fight is going to be an absolute banger, Derek. Like you said, but DANAA BATGEREL, this homeboy is an absolute killer in the cage. KO power, incredibly fast, fighting out of Jackson Wink, so you know he's going to come prepared. He's going to be ready to scrap. It's just that Albuquerque style is something different, Derek. And BATGEREL, he likes the pressure. He'll stay busy and he can flow. And when he's in that flow of the fight, that's when he's most dangerous, man. In his last fight, he dropped the dude stepping backwards with a crazy left hook. And whether he's leading or countering, absolute flow, and he can hit you hard both ways, man. Dangerous and great footwork as well. But Davis, man, you can't count a guy out who has had, the shot of the UFC, had it taken away from him, and worked hard to get back in. Like you said, he went on that 4-fight winning streak, and I think there's 3 of the 4 fights were a KO. I could be wrong on that stat. I don't have it written down, but I do remember his last one, his last fight, just absolutely demolished a guy in like some 45 seconds or something with a KO. Absolutely crazy. And honestly, in his last UFC stint, man, he probably did the best we've seen anybody handle Chikadze. A lot of Chikadze's really been kicking people in the liver and hurting them, an absolute star power going forward. But Davis had him hurt, man. Davis had him where we've seen him at his worst, stuck on the cage, butt planted against the ground, really having to work for get-ups. And Davis fought a good fight, even though he lost the split decision. But again, split decision against Giga Chikadze. Like, that's a pretty high tout in its own, man. He did go back to the regional scene, all that stuff, but he stays very composed and very technical, man. So we got a Storm, and I think that's even BATGEREL's name, man. A Storm fighter versus a dude who stays very composed. It's going to be very interesting. And I like this fight, Derek, because BATGEREL is absolutely very dangerous. And folks, you're going to have to remember this dude's name. Yeah. You better tune in to the prelims because this dude can easily be a champ one day. But don't discount Davis, all right? Davis is there, and granted, he's been, granted a second chance. And on the big show, when you get that opportunity, you cannot waste it. And I think that's how Davis is coming into this mentally. It's going to be a lot of fun, Derek. What else do you think about this fight?
Well, I agree with you there. I will say that Brandon Davis, in that 4-fight win streak, he went on in Gulf Coast MMA. It was the regional promotion that he was fighting in. It was 2 of the 4 came via knockout. The other 2 were via decision. Listen, man, he has a will to win. He has the ability to take the fight to the ground and control his opponent, which is going to be interesting to see against BATGEREL because the man is a killer on the feet, but he hasn't really been tested on the ground in the UFC specifically. 5 significant strikes landed per minute for Davis at about a 35% clip does worry me a little bit. However, the man has that will to win. Like I said, he will walk forward, he'll walk through the flames and all that. But for BATGEREL, man, interesting. You said he dropped a dude with a step back left hook in his last fight. He didn't drop just a dude. He dropped Kevin Natividad, man, a man with bombs in his hand. So that was really interesting to see because, listen, if you're BATGEREL, you're a man who throws with intention. You're very efficient in your fight style. You're not throwing wasted things, no wasted movements. You could fight just as well moving forward or moving backwards. Got real pop in your shot. And that accuracy, that pinpoint accuracy and efficiency that I was talking about, I think is what lends to the KOs. But ultimately, man, 7 of his 9 wins are via stoppage. So I agree with you, BATGEREL. Remember the name because this is going to be a big test. And if you could pass the test of Brandon Davis, an established UFC veteran, it's time to really bring this man up in terms of the division, man, and give him some real tests, man. So that's going to be a very fun fight, folks. Definitely tune in for that. I believe that's like the 2nd or 3rd bout on the prelims, man. So definitely tune in.